Jesus! Hail Christ! This is our land! This is our land! This is America! This is the keep walking! Get the Jesus! Hail Christ! This is America!
All right. On this segment of Talking Points, let's open up a whole new can of worms with a whole new addition to those pesky frequently asked questions. That question goes, isn't CalExit just trying to divide America? I even get this one from friends and family members. It seems to be a favorite of the if only we can just all come together as a country and just vote for Democrats and Republicans, then America will be just fine crowd. And the I'm not really into politics, but crowd, and the I'm good with things the way they are as long as I'm not inconvenienced by how bad things are actually getting crowd and recognize it yet. It's that same, even though my socks are getting wet and the Titanic is listing to one side, as long as the band plays on, everything will be all right mentality that has allowed the USA to ignore very fundamental problems for the last 40 years. Isn't CalExit trying to divide America? No. The people are doing this all on their own, and it's only accelerating in the information age. In fact, the people asking this question, whether they know it or not, have it backwards. From Donald Trump's Republicans to Bob Avakian's RevComs, all of them are operating from the assumption that they are actually the ones trying to unite and or save the country. Unfortunately, they're also operating from the position that this can only be done with their vision of the future. Only they can save us. A messianic complex where not one of them seems to recognize the very obvious problems that whatever they do, half the country isn't going to accept it and will want to fight to get it back. I mean, one side talks about civil war and the other side talks about revolution. Both see it as a matter of political dominance where only they can save America. So no matter how much they stress looking for a peaceful solution, conflict under these conditions will be unavoidable. And self-fulfilling prophecies usually only benefit people who love to say, "I told you so." These issues get more complicated when we see the Republican Party establishment suffering and struggling to embrace the fascism of the alt-right, just as corporate Democrats keep trying to silence the socialist leanings of the Progressive Caucus. While the U.S. national media keeps trying to find political centers that don't really exist, and even if they did, we've already seen that the center cannot hold. Why didn't it? Here's a little hint. Because there's really no such thing as a centrist. In today's USA, 40% of the country aren't centrists. They're apolitical. They just don't give a shit about politics unless it affects their guns, their taxes, their gas prices, their kids' schools, or their social security checks, etc., etc., etc. On and on ad infinitum. Beyond that, they can't be bothered. So why doesn't everybody just stop pretending that those people are going to rise up, take their side, and make a political difference? Talking point. Isn't CalExit just trying to divide America? No, CalExit isn't. The saying in the California independence movement goes, any activism or movement that tries to fix America but rejects the option of California independence has already accepted failure as a viable option for the people of California. America's divisions are socioeconomical, racial, cultural, regional, and a whole lot of other things. That's not going to change anytime soon. We need to face it. Independence movements are one of the few things we politically talk about today that are actually offering some kind of solution to America's growing divisions. So the California independence movement, like any of the other independence movements going on in the world today, isn't a thing or isn't the thing dividing America. It's a 2 + 2 = 4 recognition that America is already divided beyond reasonable repair. It's an acceptance that we as Californians would be better off going our own way in a separate nation where self-determination by a vast majority of people who share common values is the best solution. Because what's the alternative? Are we really going to opt to live in a country where half the population hates everything California stands for? What good is living in a divided country where half the country must always try to force the other half of the country to live under their rules? Has that ever worked? Don't California my America? Don't Texas my California? And all done at the point of a gun? Are we going to have re-education camps or worse, concentration camps? Are we going to actually consider the slaughter of civil war for what amount to minor political differences? Or do we maybe seek an amicable separation? A national divorce where we can all stay friends because we don't have to all live together and don't have to agree with each other all the time. So, is CalExit just trying to divide America? No, it isn't. but that doesn't stop us from hoping it happens before it's too late. This is Talking Points.